Well, I have not made a video in a really long time. I've just been busy doing some other stuff, and I have not been collecting fans, actually. In fact, today was the first time in a really long time I've oiled a fan. I had to oil the Galaxy here, and some other fans that needed oil. So, haven't really been messing around with the fans besides the rotation. Just been doing other stuff, life's getting more busy, I guess. Sounds really stupid, but I don't know. So, normally, I know I said I would stop making versus videos, and that is kind of the truth because, well, no one cares. I'll be lucky if anybody watches this video now, but no one cares. I don't really like making them because the ending result was almost always the same. So, I don't know, but this is kind of a versus video I wanted to do before I made up my mind, I guess. When I got my Toastmaster, or the Golden Toastmaster, I remember in the restoration video and even some other videos, I always kept distinctly saying, oh, this fan's just like my Galaxy, or this is just like my Galaxy, or has a similar blade set to my Galaxy. I kept, like, referencing this fan to this green Galaxy sitting over here. You know, when I was working on it, I was just kind of making references, like, oh, this is similar to, this is blah, blah, blah. So, I guess I'll just do a versus video, because, I don't know. I figured if I had to say that enough times, it's probably just worth making the video. So I guess here we are. So as far as upload and content for me, it's just going to be random. Again, I'm not really into fans right now. So it's making it tough. Nerf guns, I miss them. I miss making videos. I wish I could. I can't. I don't have the room. I don't have the space. I don't have anywhere to shoot them. It's just not going to work. So unfortunately, I can't do any Nerf guns. The good news is I have no plans in getting rid of them, and I have definitely no plans in just not doing anything with them anymore. Like, they're not going to just sit in the basement for 30 years. Like, I want to do something with them at some point. Just, for now, now is not the time, basically. So, let's get into this video. Enough blabbering. I know this Toastmaster here has been kind of taking up the channel videos recently, but whatever. I had no plans in doing this right now. It just happened to be perfectly right after I got this fan, I guess. So, whatever. My next video may or may not be that blade swap with the P47 and the TG&Y, because it's a video that I forgot to edit and I forgot to upload. But, so, hopefully that'll change up things. Another just quick thing I found interesting is it's already been a year since I got my Galaxy right there. I've had that fan for a year now. I got it September 2022, and it's now, well, September 2023. So that's weird that I got that a year ago. It really feels not that long ago. I don't know. It feels weird. Sometimes it kind of feels like I've had that fan for like a few years. Like, oh, I've had the fan forever. And then other days it just feels like I got it a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a newer fan in the collection, and it's still one of the newer ones. But, like, it's not as new as the really new ones, so it's just like, comparing these two, it's like, oh, that fan's the brand new one, and then this one's like, oh, I've had that forever. It's just, I don't know, it's really weird. Really weird phenomenon with this, but whatever. Pros and cons of both fans. We're going to start off with the Golden Toastmaster, or the G Toastmaster, I might start calling it now. I had to say that because I have the actual Toastmaster, like the regular one, that doesn't have a nickname. So I have to give this one a nickname, and since it's got that weird Harvest Gold, or Ivory, I just call it the Golden Toastmaster, so whatever. Alright, pros are pretty much the same for both fans, just kind of a spoiler. The pros for the Toastmaster over here is the blade type. Wide blades equals quiet whatever. It's got 5 blades, so that it, equivalents to not too high pitch, not too low pitch. Like a 7-blader would be high pitch, a 3-blader would be low pitch, and 5-blader is just middle. So all in all, basically, Like, these fans on low sound identical. There's no other way to put it. They sound identical, and you will see that in a minute. So, next pro is the design. This fan's pretty gimmicky. I will move it around here to show you. It's got not only this color, but it's got a plastic front grille, metal back grille, and just like the Galaxy, see how I'm referencing it already? It's got the single brace, or I call them like a connected brace, whatever, or a full brace. There's a lot of names for it. I think full brace makes the most sense. And yeah, that's why I kept saying just like my Galaxy, because it's, well, just like my Galaxy in some aspects. Turn this around before I cause a problem. I mean, it's not too gimmicky, so I can't really say whatever about the design, but the design is pretty nice. All the colors are kind of nice and renowned, you know. Like, for an Edison, that's pretty impressive, considering most of their fans are like, oh, here's a completely white box fan, and then all of a sudden, like, the blades are black, or the box fan is black, but the blades are white, or, like, it's got a wood grain cabinet, or something, and it's got, like, a white front grille, or, like, a black blade set, and it's got, like, a white motor. It's, like, they don't know what they're doing when it comes to colors. They just kind of, like, fart on the fan and, like, oh, here's all the colors. Like, there's a design. So, considering this is made by Edison, which is known for doing that, considering the colors are all kind of around that same spectrum, it's kind of impressive. So, that's the design. And that leads me to the next pro, the color. Ivory, pretty cool color. You really only see those on the JCPenney fans from Lakewood. So, there you go. The next pro, I don't even know what the heck it was. It was blade type, the design, the color. I don't know, I'll think of it. But, yeah, what the heck was that fourth pro? I know this sounds really not professional, but it's like, at this point, I don't really care to edit a video, because no one watches them. So it's like, it's better to just use raw footage, because it doesn't matter anyway. When I edit a video, it doesn't make a difference. I don't remember the fourth pro. It had to be something like, you know, condition or something. I don't remember. It's hard to say. It's really hard to pinpoint on that. Actually, I think condition was a con, so I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm all over the place. All right, whatever. Pros of the Galaxy over here. Same thing. The design, green and white, cool color combo. Cursive logo, that's pretty cool. Whatever. And the grills look really strange. So there you go. Design. Color, it's not avocado green. It's sage green. Just clearing that up. Another pro is the motor. It's got an RMR motor. The reason why this is not a pro is because Edison has a bad time making motors. This Edison motor particularly is really good, because it's the second version of the crappy one. So, like, they had a crappy one, and then they, like, made a better version of it. That's what this fan has. So I'm not going to say whatever, because obviously the RMR motor is better than that whatever. It's more, I guess it's more trustworthy, more reliable. So that's the pro on that. And another pro with the Galaxy is the blade type, just like this fan, because they have almost the same blade set. So, there you go. The pros don't really matter. It's the cons in this series that matter. So, yeah, I forgot a pro. I could tell you right now, spoiler alert, both of these fans had 4 pros. Easy said and done. Cons. What's so bad about the Toastmaster? I think condition was a con, and it makes somewhat sense. The paint job on the cabinet, particularly on the top, is pretty damaged. You can't see it from this distance, and I'm not going to move the fan around to show you, because who cares. And the back grille is missing some paint. Nothing you can't fix, but I'm just saying, condition right out of, you know, from what I can, after restoring it, the condition is still pretty mid. So that is a con. Another con, this is just kind of in the rule book. Actually, no, that's for the other fan, but I think the next con is it's heavy. That's a kind of a rule book con. I say this because I think this is heavier than the other fan. It's a stupid con. but I guess it's an issue, you know? The heavier the fan, the more of a pain it is to move around. And obviously fans at the time, like the Edison Thin and Light series, they would advertise, oh, thin and light, it's a light fan, you know? So, it's a crappy con, but it does make sense, kind of, because that was an advertising point at the time. So if you had a heavier fan, it was more of a negative than it was a positive. But both of these fans weigh almost the same. I don't know why that con was written in there. Like I said, each fan has pros and cons or whatever, and whatever I had written down for that was that. So, 2 cons. The Galaxy. What's so bad about the Galaxy? The thing I put on here was grills. They're okay. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the grills are pretty crap. The grills are not like brittle like the regular ones. They're different. However, the grills don't screw in. They clip in. I don't know if you noticed that. There's no screws. They use this like clip system, and you might have noticed as well there's twisty ties because some of the clips have broken, like this one there. So it's twisty tied through. There's some holes that are already drilled in the cabinet, and the reason that they're drilled there is for like if you put the fan in the window and you want to like screw it to something. I don't know why I don't know. Something that doesn't make any sense. However, it does work for trying to twisty tie the grill on there. So that's what the twisty tie is in there for, because the back grill, the clips broke. The front grill, the clips are not, there's one broken clip. In fact, I'm just going to show you right now. Let me move that. So to take the front grill off, since there's no twisty ties, you actually just pull this out. See how that comes out a little bit? Then you push it to the right and disable this clip. You kind of, it's hard to see, I know. Now the whole top, that's free now, right? Then to get it out, I have to just twist it. Slowly lift it up. If you want to know more about that in the restoration video, I think there's like 3 videos of this fan, of just me working on it and doing stuff. I explained it in there. But that's the system. Kind of like the system, you don't need a screwdriver. Is it reliable? No, definitely not. It's not for everyone. For me, I have a mixed opinion because it makes it easier to not have a screwdriver. And this fan's lucky enough to have blades that just kind of slide off, so you don't need to manhandle the blades to oil it either. So oiling this fan's actually kind of a breeze. Besides that the motor doesn't have oil ports, but whatever. That's pros and cons about the fan, not the motor. So that's why the grills are a con. The next con, another rulebook con. It's 2-speed. Again, stupid, whatever. The reason why this is because this fan's 3-speed, this fan's 2-speed. I know it's dumb. 2-speed is just generally inferior to the 3-speed because 3-speed is like the basis for a fan. So 1 or 2-speed fans are gonna have that con. It's just because some people are weird. Oh, I want my medium speed. So because of those people, there's cons. But also, it's not fair to say that this is 3-speed and that's 2-speed, and to just say that they're the same, or that equals out. Obviously, there's a difference, and some people are really annoyed by 2-speeders, right? Because at the time, just a quick little thing, like the P21, the P23, right? They're pretty much the exact same fan, one being 2-speed, the other being 3-speed, and there's a significant difference. Series fans were the same way. There's a 2-speed model for the Series fan, and there was a 3-speed model. And the 3-speed model was like $10 more at the time, right? Like, for 1 extra speed, it's $10 more. It was a selling point back in the day. Just like when this fan had a con for being heavy, exact same thing. If it's a selling point, I kind of make it a con, right? If they say, oh, fans are light, or this is a light fan, so it's better, then the fans that are really heavy are going to just have that con. You know, but also a heavier fan makes things worse. You know, it's hard to maneuver it around. You don't want to put it in a window because it'd probably break your window. You know, stuff like that. And the 2 and 3-speed is no exception. If they had different fans, different models, like the P21 or the P23, one being 2-speed, one being 3-speed, clearly there's a reason for that. So there is significance to the difference in speeds, which is why this has a con. I never really explained that before in the versus videos. I just finally did it now. So if you're wondering why all my 2-speeders have that con, that's why. So that was a lot of jabber John, but whatever, I'll turn the fans on. So like I said, they have a similar motor output. I don't know the amperages off the top of my head. I don't know. I don't really care. I do know that they both run almost the same temperature on low, which is really interesting. I think they both average like 119, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is good, by the way. That's a really good number. So, all in all, blade set motor combo was almost the same. So you're going to hear a bit of a similarity between the, whatever, fans. That was that 4th Pro, I just remembered it. The 4th Pro for this fan was startup sound. It's a stupid one, but whatever. This fan doesn't have a startup sound, that's why I did this one first. Okay. I don't know which one's rattling. One of them's rattling, and I don't know which one. Galaxy's a little bit taller. Odd. They sound almost the same. Galaxy was just oiled, and the Toastmaster was oiled earlier last week. So, as far as spin downs go, this is probably as good as we're going to get. Yeah, Galaxy, it's hard to say. When I first oiled it, it was a little bit better than it was there. Oil hasn't settled in yet. Whereas this fan had it over a week in advance, so. That's that. They sound pretty much the same. Whatever. So. Alright, now to end this video. Which fan is better? This is where I always kind of have the same conclusion. I always say, well, they're almost the same. But I think I have to choose a winner here. It's really hard, and I kind of have to think this one through because they're so similar. It's so different at the same time. I don't know. You know, because like the Galaxy, you have the convenience of the grills being able to be taken off. But also the inconvenience of the back grill having to be twisty tied on and off, right? But then again, how many times are you going to take the back grill off, right? So it's, I don't know. 2-speeder. Oh yeah, another thing I should probably figure out, which fan's more rare? That's a really good point to address when you're looking at which fan's necessarily better. Or like, if I said, hey, walk in this room and pick up a fan to sleep tonight, what would you pick, right? You have to think about these factors, right? You can't just walk, oh, I want the Toastmaster because it's yellow. Like, you need to have some sort of reasoning, right? Like, okay, you can have the Toastmaster, but it might kill you in your sleep, you know? Just as a scenario. So, you have to think about whatever. Obviously, neither of these fans are going to do anything so drastic that one of them's, you know, this versus video is not so lopsided. You can find a winner, you know? A lopsided versus video would be like my old Pencrest and probably like the KGD3. Not to brag, but like the KGD3, I don't think has a single con in the collection. I think it's the only fan without a con. Because it's not necessarily heavy, it's good condition, it has almost everything. Whereas the Pencrest has a lot of cons and not really many pros. That's a lopsided versus video, right? This is not lopsided. These are almost balanced. Now, like I said about rarity, as far as rarity goes, it's really hard. They're both really rare. The Galaxy, I've only seen a few of these. I think Bo Mitchell has one, and whatever. I think I've maybe seen a really rare blue one on eBay, which probably was spray painted, but whatever. And then the Toastmaster, I've only seen one on eBay, and I have yet to find a video like this one on YouTube. I did find one. It's the brown version with the Venturi. Mine does not have that, and mine's not brown, so it's not the same. As far as this exact Galaxy model goes, this is the model 3714, and you've obviously heard that number before, probably. And that's because this is Lasco's base model. The difference is that this fan's so old, dating at 1972. I should probably mention the years. This is 1972. This is mid to late 70s. But, you know, there's less of them, I guess, still around. But, I don't know. I think all in all, I don't know. Galaxy's got the better motor, good blade set, but it's 2-speed. Grills are kind of a pain. Toastmaster, more well-renowned. Motor's not bad. I want to emphasize that motor is not bad. I know it's whatever, but Edison has a bad reputation, so I have to kind of, you know, mention that. But I don't know. That's a hard pick. For me personally, I think I'd pick the Galaxy. And I only would pick it because the motor is not only more reliable, I guess, but for me personally, it's easier to maintenance. I can take the front grille off, the blades just slide right off. Oiling is a breeze, pretty much. The handle, another thing, this has got a strap handle. They break. And this is original, so you don't want to break it. So every time you lift up the fan, you're going to get scared. This is metal. This is not original. It won't break. You don't have to worry about any of that. None of that's a problem. So with that in mind, yeah, whatever. 2-speed, 3-speed, doesn't bother me. I'm sure it probably doesn't bother you. I don't know. Honestly, when I sleep with the fans, that's only on low. I don't use them on anything else. So, as long as it has low speed, I'm happy. So I don't really care about that. So I think, honestly, my pick would be the Galaxy. I just like the green. I like the way, the grills are stupid, but I like the way they look. It definitely looks really odd and cool at the same time. And I love the logo. I mean, come on. Look at the logo, dude. Like, come on. That just screams, like, elegance. Which is funny because it's Alaska. When's the last time they had elegance? Not until this time, right? So, me personally, my answer for a winner would be the Galaxy. Only because, not really performance-wise, I'm not trying to hate on the Toastmaster. Both fans perform pretty much identically. I just would choose the Galaxy over color and other factors. They're both really rare, so that's not a thing. You know, whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments if you even made it this far. And I'll see you guys in the next one.